Well, if you're looking for the next generation iPhone, we have some good news for you. Welcome to Digits. I'm Simon Constable. Jessica Lessin joins us now from San Francisco. Jessica, thanks for being there. I'm so excited.
Hi, Simon. Thanks for having me.
So tell us, news of a new iPhone.
So we're reporting that Apple's scheduled to go into production for its next iPhone in the second quarter, which would tee it up for probably a launch around the summer. And this is expected to be similar to the current iPhone 5, but just sort of improved with sort of new processing power, etc. We don't know exactly how it's different, but consumers should expect something that kind of resembles the iPhone 5.
Okay, so in a similar idea to the way that the 4S was similar to the 4, but there's also news in your story about a smaller, cheaper iPhone. Tell us about that.
So not smaller, but definitely cheaper. We reported a few months ago that Apple's been working on a less expensive model, something to help it sort of broaden its portfolio. If you think back to what it did with the iPod back in the day, that's kind of the thinking. So we're reporting today that Apple's continuing to work on that and development continues, and that it could be launched in the second half of the year as well.
Okay, so a lot of things coming down the pike there. And we know that when they go into production, it takes a long time to sort of get this cranked up because of the massive demand for them. You said in the summer, that could, when are we talking? Are we talking May, June, July? I mean, when should I have my pennies saved by?
It's a good question. We don't know. I mean, one thing that's interesting with the sort of two different projects going on is that Apple could be doing different things with production, right? I mean, it might produce them in staggered, but have them launch at the same time. I mean, there's a lot that goes into the strategy around it, and we're specifically hearing about when production is likely to continue. But I think typically, you know, the Apple keeps them pretty close together, and then of course the challenges are sort of continuing to ramp that production after the launch. So you know, Apple has lots of tools up its sleeve. In the past, it's done all sort of things around announcing and then selling later. So there's still a lot that we don't know, but clear signs that they're moving ahead with building the devices. Now,
one of the things that Apple is very good at is surprising people at new launch events when they have them. Does that make it harder and harder? The more they surprise us, the more we expect to be surprised, right?
Well, Apple's definitely, Tim Cook has admitted that the company has suffered from high expectations in the past, and typically how that works is that people postpone buying new products because they're holding out for you know, products that are anticipated. And that's something Apple's dealt with for years. It continues to have high expectations. Its devices still sell incredibly well. Of course, there's increased competition with Samsung, but people said that the iPhone 5 was kind of underwhelming, and of course it's become a bestseller too. So
of course, they often have bestsellers, don't they? Thank you very much, Jessica Lessin.
Thanks.
And we appreciate Jessica's time. You can read more on that on WSJ.com. I'm Simon Constable, and that's Digits for now.